This here is a Benchmade 905 Stryker. So we get that to focus a little bit. There we go, kind of. Yeah. So this is a discontinued liner lock version of the Axis Stryker that we now have today, that it's actually been discontinued as well. And that's this guy right here. This is the full size. This is a 908 or so, something like that. I can't remember if it's... Yeah, it's all worn off. I don't know, it's not even on there. So I think that generally the model number is 908 on that. And this is the Axis version. And this is the liner lock version. And as far as I know, it is... So it's the liner lock, and then I think it's both sides are titanium. Lock side and the off side are both titaniums for the liners. Titanium. And then it's got a G10 or some kind of plastic polymer backspacer. I think it's G10. And then it's got the G10 scales. And Torx hardware. Kind of the old version of the Benchmade emblem with the antenna on the butterfly, which is pretty cool. Wish they still did that. And then you can see that the serrations are a little bit different. Yeah. So I'm not really quite sure on the vintage of this, what year it was made. I have the full size as well. That is actually newer than this. So I have the 910 liner lock Stryker. I don't have it on me right now, but I have one. And then this is the mini version of the 910. So the 905 is the mini version. So it has sub 3-inch blade. And I have this for a comparison. The old Para 3. So let's see here. So yeah, so it's got a 3-inch. I do actually have that lined up. So it's a 3-inch blade. And then actually with the handle, it's pretty close to being the same size, really, overall. Well, I don't know. I guess that. Let's do this. Yeah, lengthwise, it's about the same overall. And then dimensionally, it's where you'll really notice the big difference is this way, the depth or the width or whatever, breadth. Quite a bit bigger. Even behind it, you can see that it's quite a bit bigger, thicker. So this is going to carry. This does carry better. That doesn't carry too bad. Like this winter ski pants, I got zippered hand pockets in my ski pants, and I've used this. I've thrown this in there because it's pretty small in my griptilian. In one pocket, just toss it in. But lately I've been actually packing this. And this thing, you don't even know that it's in there. So it's proper pocket knife size for sure. And then still, I mean, you get a 3-inch blade, pretty decent grip. I don't think that it's, as far as like the mini goes, so if you got a Para 3 and you got a mini 905 Stryker, I think grip-wise, use, this is better. The Para 3 is the better knife. I mean, because to me, this is like a full-size knife in a small package. I mean, it's like it's got a full, I don't know what that is, 1/1500ths of an inch or so. What do they say that is? Something like that. Whereas this is... Gosh, I don't want to misquote, but 9,000ths or 900ths. I mean, 900ths of an inch thick, maybe something like that. This is 125 thou right here. So this one is actually thinner than that, barely. But then the way that the thing tapers, it's only that thick up here, and then it tapers down fine here. Whereas the Stryker silhouette actually thickens up a little bit again out there towards the tip. So it basically retains that thickness out to here before it makes the final taper. So it's a pretty pretty tough design. And then this is thinner, but it's the same idea. So anywho, and then you can see like kind of the vintage. It has the old black oxide clip, whereas my other Stryker that I have, liner lock, came with just a painted black clip. So it makes me think it's, say, somewhere around 2010 or so, give or take a year. A couple is when that one was made. This one, I'm thinking this one was probably made in the early 2000s, earlier 2000s, like previous to 2010. It's kind of my guess. I bought this one and the full size, the 910, on eBay or through eBay or whatever, about 2 years ago or so. And that one I haven't, the 910 I have not packed, I haven't carried, just kind of kept it. This 905, I have carried it quite a bit actually, but then it's been put away. But then this winter I've kind of taken it out and carried it. And I think that the cool thing about these guys is this, I'm not saying this is a dress knife or anything, but just the way it is, I think that it's kind of a gentleman's knife. I mean, that's all you're seeing poking out of somebody's pocket like that. It's pretty flashy. And it kind of has that old G10 that Benchmade did that kind of stays nice and shiny. Doesn't really show wear and tear. As opposed to this, and this isn't bad either, but it's just more kind of, I kind of prefer it in the hand, but it shows more wear, I think. It looks more worn out quicker. I don't know if the flash is really picking that up. Usually the flash makes it look worse than it actually is. And it's actually, to my eye, looking pretty good through the camera. But, yeah. So, to me personally, when you get up to this full size, like if this was a pair of 3, and then I had either this or that 910, the axe or the liner lock, definitely would go for either this version or the liner lock over the paramilitary 2. It's just my preference. I'm not saying it's better. I just like this handle, the handle shape. This one's too small really for hard use. It really is, I would think. I mean, you could get away with it, but, just being it's the same size, this is much more ergonomic. Now, if you want to get into handle design, shape, aesthetics, whatnot, this is the new version, which is discontinued, but it's the newer version of all Strykers, the manual. And I think personally that the axis is definitely an upgrade to the liner lock. However, and this is just me, this is just opinion. If I'm just going to go off opinion, I definitely prefer that over a liner lock. I think it doesn't wear at all, and I also think that it's stronger. Actually, it's pretty much proven. Now, I haven't proved it. I won't be proving it myself on camera here today, but I think it's pretty much proven that's a tougher lock, more durable, longer lasting. Besides the Omega springs that are in there, as you can see, part of one there. But shape-wise, I like the old version because the full-size 910 is the same exact shape as this. It's just bigger, and I don't really like that shape. So if they could have taken that old shape and thrown the axis into it, basically, I guess I'm just trying to say is it would be an awesome knife. Pretty much an awesome knife anyway. But if I could have that design, handle design with an axis, same blade, because it is. Look at that. The same exact blade then as it is now. So basically then, now, though this is going to discontinue, I understand. But just an awesome blade shape in my opinion. I think it's good for everything. And then of course for tactical duty wise, I mean that's one mean looking Tano blade, isn't it? And I mean look at the complex grind that they put into these. It's pretty neat. Pretty neato. But I think also with the newer Benchmade knives this last year or so, their minis they're coming out with really aren't that small. I mean, I think they're almost like this size because, they have like a mini Presidio 2, and then a mini Crooked River, which, you know, when it gets into that, I mean, I can kind of get this. You get a small little knife. Those other ones, like the Mini Crooked River, like I personally have no need for that. I just stick with the standard, which I love. And then as far as the Presidio, same thing. They did discontinue this, and this is just a tad bit smaller than the Presidio blade-wise. Handle-wise, it's quite a bit smaller. So maybe they're trying to fill a niche that they kind of left vacant when they discontinued this model. I don't know. But this is like a 3 5/8 inch blade, you know, 1/8 inch stock. It's a full size knife. It's just not quite as big as that Presidio 2 or the Crooked River. So I don't know. So it's kind of like those. I guess the minis, in my opinion, that they came out with those other two models, are just kind of off in no man's land. You know, they're not full size knives. They're not small knives. Whereas this one is small, in my opinion, just like this one. This is pretty much medium to full size, you know, or you know what I mean, if like large. This is medium to large, I think. It's just kind of like that proper size. Like, to me, there's the perfect size right there. I think it's close to a 5-inch handle. I mean, it fits I wear extra large gloves. And you can see that I got plenty of real estate there. And this is that AFO2, my favorite knife. Actually, the AFO original is my favorite, but this is my second favorite. But then it's got a 3 5/8 inch blade, similar to that. And it just, to me, it's just the proper size for using it for work, using it in your own time, whatnot. But this one, though, will get the job. This gets the job done. Probably the majority of the job's done. Like, I'm not going to take this out into the bush and like be using it for bushcraft or whittling. Whereas that really either, I wouldn't really use that for that either. But that's what this is. This would do that. That's not my primary go-to knife for that, but I do. This is a backpacking knife. I will take this and do. But like this little guy, you know, this is just good for throwing my ski pants pocket just in case, you know, because I always carry a little paracord with me. Sometimes you're just going to need a knife. You never know when. Have I needed it yet skiing? Nope. But you never know. What if I want to do a little, set something up with some paracord in a tree or something, like something to hang stuff on. You know, I want to notch out a branch or whittle on a stick or something. You never know. This would do, I think, just fine for that, though it's definitely not, that blade shape isn't definitely not designed for that. But if I have to cut paracord, basically, that'll work for that. Or if I have to cut, like, say you shred your pants or something, you got to cut a chunk out of it, or, you know, whatnot. Or you just like having a knife, me. It's kind of cool. Now, I did order here today. I ordered a Manix 2 Spyderco, which I think is generally going to be size-wise right in between this and a paramilitary 2, more on the paramilitary 2 spot or side. So I'll be carrying that for a while in my ski pants as well. So we'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to kind of highlight from a day gone by a Benchmade 905 Stryker. I'll probably do a video on the 910 as well, but I just think this is such a cool looking knife. It's almost like a, a novel knife though, because, you know, like that Stryker design is just badass, you know? I mean, that's like a total, like for stabbing shit, right? It's like a defense tactical knife. Well, then they just made a little mini version of it. I mean, to me, it's kind of cool. It's like a novelty. You know, it's like, well, yeah, I do have a pocket knife. It looks like a knife for stabbing somebody in the throat, but really it's just a little mini guy. And I'm sure, you could stab somebody in the throat with this, but that's just not what it's designed for. And I think, it's pretty slick looking. I think you can get away with, it's kind of dressy in a way. Like if that's your style. Obviously, there's other styles out there. You probably wouldn't be, but me personally, my style, yeah, it fits it right in there just fine. All right, that's all I got. I hope you enjoy it. Because if you see this video, it means I posted it, and I don't know, maybe I'll preview it before I post it, because I just want to do one on this particular knife. If I think of anything else, I might redo it. Anyway, Have a good one. Thank you.